Hello, hello.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to Jennifer's Perspective. My very special guest tonight, I have a treat for all of y'all. I have some of the most awesome and amazing people right now on this forum. And just say welcome to the ladies of the three M's of the Sisterpreneur Networking Society, where we're creating your own happiness workshop. And their friend and coach, Brother Jay Johnson. Now, let's get to meet our speakers. And Marilyn, Martha, and Marlena and Jay, they like to call themselves the three M's and a brother. And they came together for the purpose of empowering women to create their happiness and live their best life. Dr. Marlena Sharman Linton is a mindset development expert. She empowers individuals with the strategies needed to rediscover their lost identities, redefine their lives, and reinvent their self-confidence. A doctor of management specializing in process improvement, she has over 30 years of human resources experience and is the author of Rediscovering Your Destiny, promoting her purpose and passion in every step of her journey. A sepsis infectious survivor, she knows what it takes to fight back from the dead, literally. Dr. Marilyn Moyes Russo is a woman empowerment coach and speaker, consultant, and entrepreneur with 12 years of business experience and over 30 years as an information technology leader. Woo! She was breaking ground a long time ago, paving the way for us. And she is the CEO of Farm Fair to Faith Coaching Incorporated and the creator of Fearless Living, an online community focused on empowering women to rise above their fears and step into a life of faith. She is passionate about empowering women from all walks of life to live the life that they want and deserve by stepping into their God-given power and unleashing their greatness. Martha Du Bois is a savvy, loving, sincere leader, passionately dedicated to educating, elevating, and empowering herself and others. She is a personal growth and development strategist and international best-selling author in multiple categories and an author coach. Martha also serves in the capacity of an entrepreneur, offering entrepreneurship programs, visionary of creating purposeful resilience, and CPR. Martha is the CEO of Martha Du Bois Coaching and Consulting, host of a Little CPR with Martha Du Bois weekly podcast, and has written over 19 publications to date. Martha's passion and work circles around supporting women to reaffirm their position, rebuild their identity and their self-confidence, and redeem their worth, making them undeniable. And the project manager and consultant is Brother Jay Johnson, is a global business consultant. He is an international best-selling author, international speaker, speaker coach, and an entrepreneur trainer. Helping leaders thrive is his passion, and Jay writes presentations and create workshops, programs, boot camps, masterminds for leading authorities in the speaking industry. Jay is known for providing value through programs such as Signature Talks, Monetize Me, Lean to Earn masterminds, learn to earn masterminds, and Picture this presentation. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to Jennifer's Perspective. Oh, I am so honored, so honored, so honored. First, let me just start by saying thank you all for your time, because I know that time is valuable, time is money, and thank you so very much for taking the time to speak with me. Now, Martha, can you just tell us a little bit about the Creating Your Happiness workshop?
Absolutely. First, I want to say thank you. All of us here tonight, we're extremely excited that you are so supportive of us coming on your show and sharing the news that we're having an event to begin with. So thank you for your time and your open arms and your welcome. And so basically, Creating Your Happiness is a 3-day event. It starts March the 11th and it runs through March the 13th. So it's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. For more information, you can log on to Eventbrite, and you're going to spell happiness. I want to make sure that I say it right, with a Y, because that Y is for you.
Y. Okay, Martha.
You want to make sure that you understand that the Y is for you. You're coming in, and I want to just also say that what sets us apart is that it's not just a one and done. It's an event that offers support throughout your journey, throughout the journey. We offer you tools, a system. We offer you a guide. We offer you maps. We offer you support. And creating purposeful resilience, creating your happiness is actually created by Sisterpreneur's Networking Society. So I want to put that in there because that's very important when it comes to support. Everyone has a place to go to get continued information, to receive continued information, to receive continued support, get your questions answered, and also for us to address your concerns.
Okay, and Dr. Marilyn, can you just give us a little bit, tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey and how you ended up joining Martha to sign up for the Create Your Happiness Summit?
Yes, absolutely. So our brother Jay here is the one really who deserves all the credit for bringing us together. So I want to definitely acknowledge him publicly here. But I think from the time that, the three of us met, it was magical. We knew that we were meant to really work together. Our journeys were very similar and very different. And mine particularly, as you notice, has been a journey of building a career in information technology, which had quite its challenges along the way, particularly working in an industry that is known to be dominated by a white male. So being able to find your identity in the midst of, a group where you don't necessarily feel like you identify with was very challenging over the years. Then coupled with my personal setbacks and challenges, I think, I have learned the importance and really what true happiness is all about. And I'm referring to as recently as 3 years ago when I went through my breast cancer journey, which was a really difficult time in my life, but it was also a time of discovery, of really understanding what was it that really mattered to me in the midst of all of the chaos that was happening, around me and within my own life. So with these experiences and different learnings along the way in my life has really led me to really developing an understanding of what is it that constitutes happiness for myself and how is it that I can help other women achieve the same. So in a nutshell, that's really why, this topic has become one that I'm so passionate about because it's so necessary. We all want to live our best life. And to do so, we've got to create harmony within ourselves. And it starts with, finding that sense of happiness within ourselves and then being able to share it.
Thank you. Thank you. And Dr. Marlena, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became from human resources in that area into an entrepreneur and a woman empowerment life coach? Can you just give us some information?
Absolutely. And first of all, thank you for having me also.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. So I'm one of those, I'm a Virgo. And so I'm one of those people that do the extreme. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. And I also was working this corporate HR career. And I arrived at 39 and my nest starts emptying. And, my husband really was taking care of the entrepreneurial side of our businesses and doing that. And all of a sudden my boys are leaving the nest, and I standing there with this perfect life, but still feeling this void and trying to figure it out. Of course, finding the comfort in food. So my weight starts going up and I like to travel. So my bank account's going down and I'm at that crossroads. And I thought I'd create my happiness at the time, what I thought was creating happiness. And I decided I'll have this new baby, right? And so the little thing was, I know, 39, thinking about a baby. So the doctor said, oh, sure, you're a perfect candidate. The reproductive specialist said you're a perfect candidate to have, your tubal reversed. Because I had gone, because we were done, 4 sons and we were done. Mm-hmm. And so I said, again, being that HR director, being that Virgo, everything had to be perfect and I had to be in control. Yeah. So, at first that was my first mistake, at the time, but I didn't know it. And so I said, well, great, I'll have this gastric bypass, then I'll have the baby and I'm going to create my happiness all over again.
That was your plan.
That was my plan, but apparently God had a different plan. So I go through, I have the gastric bypass, didn't really check with my husband, kind of told him, hey, I'm going to have this done. And I get up on the operating table and in the second surgery, they had to rush me back into surgery. I actually code and I code on the table twice. And when I woke up into unconsciousness because I was in a coma for 80 days. So just let that sit with you. 80 days, it's like falling asleep now and waking up in June, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But what I woke up into, being strapped to the hospital bed, I woke up into my purpose. God had taken others for far less. What did he leave me here for? And it took me on a journey. And so on that journey, the result was me forming Purpose and Passion, which is my company, Dr. Marlena, Purpose and Passion. Because someone is out there wearing all these masks like I was, the mom, the chauffeur, the corporate director, doing all these things. But I wasn't true to myself. I wasn't true to who I really was or what I desired to do. I kind of put it on hold, not knowing I was putting it on hold for everybody else. And, just imagine turning a whole new decade in a coma. So I turned 40 in a coma,
You were in a coma on your 40th birthday?
Yes.
And how many days did you spend in the coma?
8 days, 11 weeks and 3 days.
Wow. Now, you also were career driven and you had, how many diplomas do you have?
Well, I have a associate's, 2 bachelor's, a master's, a doctoral degree, and a host of certificates. I'm certified in just about everything.
And you were just living the dream of, I had the house, the picket fence, the husband, the career, and most things that most Americans dream of. When you had that gastric bypass surgery, you coded on the table. That was when you realized, what am I really doing?
Yeah.
With your life.
What am I doing? You know, Mark Twain says the two most important days in your life, the day you're born and the day you find out why. And I didn't know my why. Now, I've been in church all my life, you know, and I had a relationship, you know, with God. So that day I went on the operating table, I was like, if I die, I'm good. I know where I'm going to spend eternity. But like most people, I wasn't ready for the complications that happened. I didn't think it would happen to me, and it happened to me. And so while I'm coming up out of that, I'm getting chills just thinking about it, you know, the breath of life was blown back into me on that operating table for a purpose. And to find that purpose, I found my why, strapped to a hospital bed, not able to walk, talk, or speak, because I had, you know, still can see here, I had my trach in, couldn't speak. And I found my voice, and I found my purpose, and I found my mission, and rose up out of the ashes to know that life is non-denominational, God is love, and that while my spirit was in a good place, I still had holes in my soul that needed to be plugged because of the past, because things that had happened in the past. And I truly went on a 15-year journey. If I know I'm only 16 right now, no. So this was you know, I'm 16 because my heart stopped, so I got to start all over again. So I'm actually I'm 56. And so for basically 15 of those years, I have been on this journey to make sure no other sister of mine winds up on that table in that operating room. And being a corporate director, one of the things I started seeing in the last, when I started my company was 2013. And what I started seeing as when you hit 40, you're in a protected class. So, you know, as they were starting to have these issues in the company, they would wind up on my desk because I have to make sure we had all our ducks as a corporation in a row. But my heart was saying, ask the question, how did they end up here? And so I would say, you know, hey, if you care to share, you know, we're having this conversation because you were a stellar performer. You know, you are in a senior level position and you are a great performer. And all of a sudden we're seeing this. And if you want to share, now's the time, you know, kind of share. You don't have to, because, you know, your personal life is your personal life. But they just needed that. They needed someone to care beyond what you saw on paper. And that launched Dr. Marlena's Purpose and Passion. So
okay, thank you. And Jay, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself and how you connected with these three women? Because you are an empowerment coach to women to help them to stand in their true power. Brother, I tip my hat to you. Thank you.
Thank you. And first of all, let me say
yes,
Jennifer, for letting us be on the show and inviting us to the show. What a phenomenal job that you're doing as well. And, you know, I'm humbled.
Thank you.
I'm around a lot of people who really respect the idea of women empowerment. So what was going on is that I have the opportunity to kind of coach each one of these young, beautiful ladies individually. And I now know what it feels like to be married to three beautiful women. I didn't have any grays at first when I first started, and I was taller. So, but anyway, I'm elated. Actually, I'm actually elated, humbled to be a part of this movement that's happening. And these young ladies right here are really setting the pace and setting the tone of what it really takes to actually step out on faith and also walk in your purpose. So, you know what, as far as their individual stories, I was moved by them. And I knew that they were powerhouses all by themselves, but to bring them together collectively, just like the Trinity, it was just something magical that God has given me a little small taste of that. And you know what? And once they got together and started to really elaborate and communicate about their goals, about their dreams, it was almost like in sync. And you know, all I have to do is basically get out of the way of it. So I'm extremely humbled and in a great place, in a great space to actually be, you know, at least watching this miracle being developed. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Thank you. Now, you are a life empowerment coach. What is the name of your company?
It's called I Empower. And what
I Empower.
I Empower. And what we do is we actually teach aspiring entrepreneurs as well as young entrepreneurs how to really get out there and put themselves in the marketplace. Writing their presentations, what we call the signature talk. Also coaching and teaching and mentoring them to do some of their marketing pieces and also getting them out there so they can step out of the way, get out of their head and into their heart so they can put that message out there to the masses.
And how long have you been in business?
Been in business for 13 years.
For 13 years. And who are some of your mentors?
Oh, some of the great ones like Les Brown, he's the #1 motivational speaker in the world. Dave Van Hoos, he's the #1 speaker trainer in the world. Dr. James Dentley, he's also an a very powerful #1 business and developmental trainer and speaker trainer as well. Holton Buggs, he's another very, very powerful networker. And the list goes on and on and on. I mean, from Jerry Clark. I mean, I have several.
You've been in the industry for some time now.
I've been around for a minute.
Now, Myrtha, can you just tell us a little bit about your company and what it is that you do as a empowerment author, coach, and you?
Absolutely. The name of my business is Myrtha Dubois Coaching and Consulting. And I discovered or created the business because at the time I was married at once. It was a marriage that was out of convenience. It wasn't a marriage built on love, but I was in the marriage for a very long time. And hence I developed a lot of issues because of that marriage. And a lot of us know that whatever happens in the home stays in the home back in the day. Right. So I put on a beautiful face, beautiful smile, and things just didn't quite turn out the way that they should. And so I developed, because I was holding on to all that stress and all that weight and all that overwhelm, I was holding on to frustration and didn't have anybody to speak to. I didn't think anybody out there was just like me or had issues just like me. So I kept it all inside and developed panic attacks. And so as a result of the marriage as well, not just holding it in, stress has a way of manifesting into physical form. And so I lost hair, I gained weight. I actually remember being in the grocery store on the floor, and the aisle that I was in kept going as if I was in a cartoon character. And in a cartoon, and I was a character because it just kept going. There was like no end to the aisle, and I can feel my heartbeat just boom, boom, and I was shaking.
Were you having an anxiety attack?
I was having a panic attack.
Oh my God!
I was having a panic attack, and so it was one of those moments that I had to ask myself, and for most of us, whether it's business or personal, when you get to your deepest, darkest time or moment in your life is when you have to make a decision. We all have options. We have lots of options. But what we fail to do many times is to make a decision, a clean decision. It's either we're moving forward or we're not. And there's really no in between. And so I had to discover that I had to make that decision for myself. Many of us want to get to a better place, but what we fail to realize is that in order to get to a better place, we must do something different. And so I had to do something different. And that's how Myrtha Dubois Coaching and Consulting was birthed. Good word. And so my mission for the women out there who are listening to this recording or you're online, understand that you are not alone. And the mission that I have is that I want to get women out of their settlement life into their greatness, into their better life.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, you also have several books for the #1 best-selling author. Can you just tell us which books they are?
Absolutely. Actually, they're all behind me.
Okay.
The very first book
Okay.
that I wrote is called Undeniable You: 7 Steps to Soar, and that was actually in direct relation to what I just described. It had the 7 steps that I personally had to take to get out of my situation or get to a better place. Right, I had to take some sort of action. And then the second book is what Dr. Marlena speaks about, is wearing the mask. It's about
the
women
imposter syndrome.
Different masks, and we do it every single day. You know, we are having a bad moment, and instead of sharing that bad moment, we're like, "Oh, good morning to you too." Right? And you're tired, but then guess what? Children come or family come, like, "Can you do this for me?" And you're like, "Okay, let me just do it." Right? So we keep wearing this mask. So the second book was involving that. I have a book called Love Mama, and that book was, I was a co-author on that book. And basically it was written to leave a message for my children and their children. And the most recent is The Walls Around Me, which is really about mental illness and the caregivers of mental illness.
Oh my gosh, that is such an important topic, especially within the Black community, to address mental illness at a time like this, I think. And the name of the book is?
The Walls Around Me.
The Walls Around Me. Okay, now, why did you write that book?
The Walls Around Me? That book, I compiled that book, actually. I have 9 co-authors in that book alongside me. And the reason was because it is a big topic, and it's a big topic amongst us women and men, but really about, you know, when I talk about the stage that I was in when I was married, being overwhelmed and frustrated and just tired and having all these, you know, just the weight of everyone and everything. I feel that we are literally, each and every one of us, if we don't learn how to take care of ourselves, if we don't create our happiness, if we don't understand what we want, we are steps away, inches away, if you're into football, inches away from just tipping over. Because it's too much, Jennifer, it gets to be too much. And when you are in a room and you feel like you are all alone, it gets the feeling, the overwhelm, the weight gets even heavier. And so understanding who you are, really who you are, what you want out of life, not what everybody else wants you to be, or to show up as, you know, someone else that someone wants to be around, because sometimes society gets in the way at times as well. So we need to understand who we are, what we want. We need to be able to channel our emotions. That's huge. Because, you know, a lot of times we either hide our emotions or they go, you know, they go.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something?
And then there's a disconnect, right? There's a miscommunication somewhere. And so at this event, we're definitely going to focus on the mindset development, your mindset development, why you think the way that you do, what happened, what triggered it. We're going to get into emotions. And really channel. Dr. Marilyn really has a great program and a great presentation in regards to emotions, living authentically. Dr. Marlena has a great presentation talking about how you can actually live without that mask and still be loved and still feel loved. You know, I go into understanding your why and your values, knowing your vision and your mission, because you are the CEO of who? That's right. You are the CEO of you. And Mr. J. Johnson, he's going to be there to make sure that it all comes together in a nice little package, and that every single person in that room understands that they are loved.
Amen. Thank you so much. Now, it is 3 days. It's a 3-day online. Can you just give us a little bit more information? How can they connect with you if they would like to participate in the 3-day event?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Please go to Eventbrite, Creating Your Happiness. And I'm going to say it right now. It's spelled with a Y. HAPPY, because that Y is for you. Happyness, NESS. We are on Eventbrite. Tickets are on sale now. As a matter of fact, if you can just pause right now from listening, we can wait. Go ahead on your phone.
Right.
Go to the link.
Pick up your phone now.
your smart device, your tablet. If you're next to a friend, invite your friend with you. We want to make sure that the message is clear. We want to make sure that the message gets to who it needs to get to. You know, in life, we always talk about the blessings and being anointed and being in the right place at the right time. Well, let me tell you, if you're listening to this, you are blessed because you're getting the message firsthand.
Now, Dr. Marlena, you are dealing with their emotions. Is that correct?
Yes, they're negative emotions.
And negative emotions. And it is to shift the way that they think from the negative mindset to a positive mindset. And you're dealing with their self-image and identity and self-confidence.
It's the whole body. Right now, it's the body, the mind, the body, and the spirit. So someone right now is praying for a miracle. They're just like, I'm at this void. I'm stuck. I need something, God. What do you have? I'm waiting on God. Yes, you have to wait on. Yes, I believe in praying too. But at the same time, it clearly tells us faith without works is dead. So we have to explore from a perspective. And I truly believe it's the whole person that has to be addressed, the mind, the body, the spirit. And we offer all of that. So my part is really spirit, because we normally get our spirits right. But see, it's that hole in our soul that doesn't get filled because of some negative emotion that we've experienced. We've experienced hurt or shame or guilt, and we believe we've left it in the past, and we're going through life and something happens and we snapped back to that time where it happened to us. We got to clear that. And we don't have time on our side. If 2020 taught us anything, we don't have time now to clear that junk. I like to say free from that. Let's get free from that.
From that.
Yeah, we're going to clear that. And clear it quickly. And what I do is show them how to do that for themselves. Because we're stuck, we get stuck on words and feelings and emotions, and it's time to leave all that behind, because there's real work to do. It is. Nothing like being in peace and having crazy and chaos all around you, but you sit in peace in where you are, because you're living on purpose. And you're passionate about living. Let me tell you, I thought I was living, and I'm gonna tell you again, I had a great life. I had the American dream, several cars, could vacation anywhere I wanted to. But I had this big hole in my heart, this big hole in my soul that just couldn't be filled. And everyone would say, "Girl, you got everything. You don't have." People would trade
places.
You
were empty. You were empty spiritually.
Yeah, but I was empty. And it wasn't until I got still enough, strapped again. I'm going to tell you, strapped to a hospital bed, because in my mind, I thought I could walk. But when you don't use your muscles, they atrophy. And that's what's happening to a lot of us. We're not using and not living in our purpose. So we've atrophied. And so now the sisterpreneurs, and the brotherpreneur, or the 3 M's and a brother, we're here to say, okay, we've gone before you. God's allowed us.
Let the healing begin. Yes.
They say hurt people. How about healed people? Healed people. And it's time for that.
And it is time for that. And we have to start with us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Now,
I'm on fire over here. We're going to be quiet. Feeling good over here.
Let me tell you, God's timing, we think we have our own plan and our own agenda. But God be like, wait a minute. He's like, children, Let me show you who the daddy is. Listen, he done shut down the entire planet. He's like, okay, now let's be still. And this is the itinerary. And I'm saying to myself, oh my God. With Dr. Marilyn, you also teach, you're in IT, you're in the IT department. And your passion is to teach, I guess, women of color in the field of technology. Now, during the workshop, what would they receive from you?
So, so I work with women of color in technology, but what I teach and what I coach is applicable to every woman who aspires to be all that God created her to be. So, one other thing that I feel is so essential to creating your happiness is to have that self-awareness of who you are, what you stand for, what you're about, what are your likes, your dislikes, your purpose, your passion. And a lot of us don't know it, and it's okay. But what's not okay is if we don't do anything about it.
Right.
So we do the work to really get deep inside our identity, that at the very core, who are we and what are we here for? Because I believe that once we can tap into our inner self and discover who we are, and we know who we are, the more we know about ourselves, the better we are able to relate with the rest of the world. And the better also we are in determining what is it that we need to complement ourselves, instead of sometimes hurting ourselves without even realizing it. So many times we bring people into our circle that are more damaging to us than help, and we don't know the difference. But in doing the work, in really learning, getting to know who you are, and part of getting to know who you are is also being honest. Honest with, some of the characteristics or some of the actions that you're taking or may have taken that are perhaps destructive and not serving you. And it's being able to take an inventory and then looking at the truth. And also part of it is declaring who you want to be. I always say God has given us a big, great gift. It's the ability to make choices for ourselves. We may not be able to choose the consequences of our choices, but we do have the ability to make choices. Every choice comes with consequences, right? So in doing that is we get to choose who we want to be. We don't necessarily have to be who we've been. You see, but if we're doing
we have a choice.
We have the choice to say, hey, moving forward, this is what my new identity is. And the beauty of it is just taking that new identity, embodying it and living it and declaring it. And that's really what creating your happiness is about. As women, I like to say we tend to live life on autopilot. It's just whatever happens, we just let life be. But with a lot of women, we realize that we don't just have to let life happen to us. We can take the steering wheel and say, this is how I want to live moving forward. And then take action. Okay? Take aligned action to go out and live that life and make sure it's congruent with your new identity. So that's really what this piece about is, really helping women discover their true selves and then supporting them to live a life that is in alignment with who they are.
To be authentic and original, true to themselves.
All the time. All the time.
All the time. Nice. Now, with the 360 degrees of harmony, because right now you have people we're either overwhelmed, either as a mother, wife, and spouse, and then you have so many other activities, entrepreneurs, mompreneurs. They need to find harmony and balance with it all. And now,
balance, I'm going to jump in there because
I say harmony. I love the word harmony. It's like a symphony orchestra.
Slide in there. That's
with the symphony orchestra, every instrument plays its position, every instrument, every note, and then harmony. You understand? Harmony. You ever listen to some serious music? My dad was a musician, and I am big on the rhythm of life and the rhythm of things. And if you look at a symphonic orchestra or a jazz orchestra, every instrument has its position to play. And you, as the mom and the woman of the house, you're playing so many different roles. You understand? And God wants us to have harmony. He doesn't want us to be out of balance. You understand? You ever listen to like listen to Miles Davis when he's playing, and then listen to me?
But Jennifer, you brought up a great point, because you said the word harmony and you also mentioned the word balance. But let me tell you what the danger is. You see, words have a way of getting us more into that overwhelm, more into wearing that mask, more into that not being able to channel your emotions. Because it's the same thing, because I come from a corporate background, and we talk about work-life balance. Right? Just think about that for a moment. And then we talk about, being multitasked or multi-talented. You see what happens there? So you're jumping from one to the other.
ADD.
You're moving like this.
ADD.
You're trying to balance it out.
ADD in adults.
And now you're like, this one's getting tipped over. Wait. Let me do this. This one.
Right.
I'm trying to balance. It hurts us.
That's why balance is painful.
It does not help us. Yeah. So we have to be very cautious of the words that we use.
Right.
Those are very, very important to our mind, to our spirit, to our emotions. It really affects us in a positive way.
Absolutely.
Now, that's why Dr. Marlena jumped in about balance.
No, because balance is trying to, you think about a wheel and a balance, you're trying to keep it all equal. And the reality of life, when you are in the flow of something really is going to suffer. So and so you have to be, and maybe I shouldn't use the word suffer. You have to be okay with it not having attention right now. So you have to get okay with that and not have guilt about it, because those are the things, again, those negative emotions, guilt and shame, and it leads to hurt and then betrayal, and all of those other things get heaped in there when we're really trying to balance something. So when you say, I'm going to consciously say, I'm going to have harmony, then, and this for this season, and you go through, you forgive yourself already for not giving attention to whatever is not the main focus at that time.
Exactly.
But that work-life balance, you arrive DOA because you're trying to juggle just way too much.
Yeah.
And it gets us to a point where we're stuck. Yeah. And that's when you say, well, I'm stuck, but I don't know why. And if you just do a laundry list of things, you'll see why. Because mother, cook, chauffeur, Uber driver. I mean, I'm not paid.
Listen,
but I got all that.
Not only that, and you're wearing all these different responsibilities at work, and then you come home and you're trying not to take it out on the family.
Here's a good one from a corporate perspective for those corporate women that are listening to us. So at work, you have the power at work because of your position. And then you have to come home, and then now you have to surrender that power. And while we say it's okay and we get the roles in our home, we don't get them in our hearts or in our minds and our unconscious mind. And so we walk around and we're fighting about little things because we haven't resolved what that real big issue is, that transfer of power that comes.
Exactly.
So those are the things we talk about with negative emotions, clearing those things out. So you know that when you're making decisions, you're making a clear decision and where it's coming from.
Very clean decision. And it goes back to what Dr. Marilyn talks about as far as choices. Again, remember, we all have choices.
Yes.
But it's making that clean decision. It's either a clean decision.
Absolutely.
We are not making decisions. We are just allowing things to just take place. And yes, does it start with you? Absolutely. You know why? Because you have to set the boundaries. When it's not working for you, it's because you have disconnected or miscommunicated what it is that you need or want or desire. And you're kind of just allowing other people to tell you what you need, what you want, and what you desire. So not being able to make those decisions because you have all these choices, right? So you don't make this clean decision. Then you run into not, because you have to set the boundaries. You got to teach people how to teach you, but you have to learn how to teach yourself.
Exactly. Now we have, let's see, you're going to help them with the why. You're going to help them with Dr. Marlena. You're going to help them with the spirit. You'll help them, Martha, with the clarity. And Dr. Marilyn, you will actually help them to get clear and discover their true identity. Now, Jay, you're going to just be pulling it all together. Now, give us those dates again.
March 11th, the 13th. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And what time does it start?
For Thursday, it starts at 5 p.m. because it's really a meet and greet, a time to understand what this event is really about, share some conversation with the speakers, get in there and really start to feel what's about to take place in your life as well as in the room. And
on Friday, 5 p.m.?
Friday is, 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Friday and Saturday is 9 a.m.
9 to what?
9 to about 4.
9 to 4? Full day. Awesome.
Full day. And awesome. It's all, and if you're watching, it's all about you. All about you.
That's Eastern Standard Time, just for those that are on the West Coast.
Thank you.
Eastern Standard Time?
Correct.
Yes.
You see why he's here? He keeps us all straight and together.
Well, it's amazing. I tell you, I'm extremely proud of each and every one of these young ladies, because I tell you, it's amazing that they are so powerful by themselves, but coming together it's so magical. So, ladies, for those of you who really, really want to take your life to the next level, whether it's spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, or even financially, you definitely want to take a seat here. This is going to be a life-changing event, because these young ladies are pouring out their hearts to you. Not only their hearts, they're pouring out their experiences, so you can shortcut your success, so to speak. So if you really want to step into your greatness and experience a breakthrough, this is the event for you to be there. And for those of you gentlemen who are watching and you know someone who can benefit from this event, don't hesitate. Go ahead and invite them. Go ahead and share this with them, because this is a blessing that will continue to bless them years and years and years beyond your imagination, so they can experience that emotional clarity. They can also experience unified oneness with some powerful leaders who are determined to be the leaders of a determined nation. So if you want to be a part of that, you definitely want to be a part of this event right here. I promise you, it's going to be a great event for you to learn from.
Oh my God!
Don't just invite them. Buy them a ticket and say, "Here is a gift.
Gift for you. Here's a gift. Here's a gift."
Do it now.
Yeah, now.
Oh my gosh.
Do it now.
And here's your gift.
Yes. I'm doing it.
Here's a gift for you.
That's right. That's right.
I think we did really good. Do you have any golden nuggets for us before we can say see you on March 11th?
Well, I mean, I do. I think I just want to reemphasize the importance of, each and every day, the importance of using our time wisely, because, and I like to say that the reality is we each been put on this earth with an expiration date, and none of us know when this date will be. And many times, you know, for many people, it's taken a wake-up call to realize that. And I think, you know, I had my wake-up call after my battle with cancer, and having been given a second chance, you know, just made a world of difference for me. But what I want to tell people is don't wait for that. You know, unfortunately, some of us learn the hard way. But, you know, learn from our mistakes, you know, take time wisely, use time effectively, because once it's gone, it's gone. So my thing is, you know, don't sit and wait thinking that you've got 10, you know, 20, 30 years. We don't know. So whatever it is that you can do to live your best life today, just take control of your life, step into your power, and make a decision to live the life that you want today, not tomorrow, not the day after, because guess what? Tomorrow is not promised, regardless.
So true.
So true. So true.
Yes.
Listen, I would like to let the women out there who are listening to us, or even if you are a brother and you have sisters, you have a mother, you have aunts. I mean, you have women in your life, whether it's a coworker, whether it's a neighbor, you have women in your life. This event is designed for women. We're not anti-men, we're just pro-women. Right? So if you are a male and you wish to attend, please, by all means, we will welcome you with open arms. But this is for women, just like you. If you're listening, this is for women. This event, Creating Your Happiness, is for women who knows what you want, who knows where you want to end up. So you have a pretty good idea. However, despite all your efforts on your own, despite your efforts towards living your best life, doing the best that you can, you are still left feeling stuck.
Ain't that something?
You're left feeling worn out. You're left feeling overwhelmed. You're left feeling tired. Guess what? You need to be in this room because you want to advance. You no longer want to be in the same mind space, let alone physical space, as you are today.
Amen.
Join us on March the 11th through the 13th. Creating Your Happiness. Tickets on sale now on Eventbrite. And don't forget, happiness is spelled with a Y. It's for you.
Happiness is spelled with the Y, and the Y is for
you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you all so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was my honor and respect to have you all here. Martha, I'll see you at the event. I will definitely be at the event. And for those that are listening, you can leave a comment in the comment section, and you can also listen to this on Anchor FM, Jennifer's Perspective, on Anchor FM, Spotify, Radio Republic, Overcast, Google, iTunes, Apple Podcast, and Castbox, and Pocket Cast. I'll also post it on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Don't forget to come and take a chance and create your own happiness. And thank you all for listening, and have a wonderful evening. Honor and respect, and see you on the 11th. Thank you.
Mwah. Thank you, Jennifer.
One love, one love.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank you.